What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Vet. It took me a minute here to get on live because it was giving me some error messages and it posted the thing 4 times. So this is just a live stream just because I'm going to set this up. I'm going to talk to you guys for a minute because. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are having a good time there, what's going on in your lives, you know. I think it's important sometimes to check in with people, just see how they're doing, and I just want to check in with you guys, just see how you guys are doing, just make sure that y'all are doing all right. You know, we've been in this quarantine here for a long time, and I just want you to know, what's up, Arctic Conquest? I'm doing good today, man. I'm doing really good today, and thank you for asking. And I hope you guys are doing good. I really do. I hope that you all are doing well. I'm going to set this right here and just talk. What's up, Alex? Hey, man. Great job on your animation, man, with your Lego stuff, man. It was super cool. I really enjoyed that. And so I just wanted to have this positive time with you guys and talk about some stuff, because tonight I'm doing a live stream that's probably going to get pretty interesting. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail right now, but we're going up. Hey, what's up, Eric? Good to see you, man. Like I said, I just want to check in with you guys, see how you're doing. Make sure you're having a good day. Make sure you guys are staying safe. Make sure you guys are taking care of what you need to take care of. That you're taking care of each other. You know, my friend Bruce, who a lot of you guys see a lot here on the channel, who chimes in. He's a good guy. He makes Star Wars stuff and fixes Star Wars stuff for people, and he's got a great eBay store. We've done a video with him. If you haven't seen that video, man, you got to check out that video, because he's just a cool guy. I really like him. And you know what? A few weeks ago, I was feeling down. I was you know, having a moment, and he actually could even see that through the videos I was making somehow. And I thought it was really cool, because he messaged me and he's like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" And I said, "You know what?" I said, I'm doing all right, but I'm feeling it right now. And he says, "Give me a call." And he gave me his phone number, and I called him and we spoke, man. It was probably like 3 in the morning, and we were both awake. And so I called him, and it was super cool, man. We had some time together, and we just talked. And it was good. I really needed it. And, you know, sometimes we just need that. And I don't know if you guys have that kind of support in your lives. I really hope you do. But if you don't, just know that you're not alone. Know that there are people out there who care about you. What's up, Caleb? Caleb's my buddy. I like Caleb. You know what I love about this channel most of all is I see you guys' names pop up. Some of you I've had the opportunity to meet via our Zoom meetings and stuff, and others, you know, I look forward to seeing your names. I don't know what you look like. I've never heard you, but you know what? It's okay. And I probably should have changed the name of this live stream, because I really want this live stream to be more positive than anything else. But I just wanted to touch base with you guys, because there's a lot going on in our world today. And, you know, there's a lot of tensions. There's just a lot of anxiety, and we don't need that. You know, we need to come together. And something pretty awesome happened yesterday here in our area, in Genesee County in Michigan. There was a big rally that was being held, and you know, we all know that some of these rallies have not turned out the best for people. And you know, even our township officials were making calls and you know, trying to make sure that everybody was going to be safe and whatever. And you know, there was a group, they met, and they were going towards our local police station. And it was really awesome. Our county sheriff, and I don't know if this has made national news yet. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that so much. And I hope you're doing well, man. Thank you so much. But our county sheriff, man, he went down there, and it was so awesome, because he stood up, you know, and they had riot gear and all that stuff ready. And he took everything off, and he's just like, "Hey, how can I help? How can I be positive in all this?" And stood up, and everybody just said, "March with us." And so they literally took off and marched together, and it diffused everything, and people were hugging. And, you know, I live in the Flint area, in Flint, Michigan, and I lived in the city most of my life, and now I live just outside of the city. But it was so awesome to see a positive thing happen in this area like that, where we could lead something like that, where our area can be a leader in that area to say, hey, let's come together, let's love each other, let's show some love. And so that's good. And I think that's a positive thing. And like I said, I just wanted to check in with you guys, make sure that you guys are doing okay, make sure that you guys are staying safe, make sure that you guys are caring for one another. And I understand that, let's see what Eric says. We are all still a little on edge with the pandemic and chaos in the world. It's perilous time. It really is, Eric. But we'll get through this. We'll definitely get through this. I know at my church, we kind of got back to a little bit of normalcy this last week. We were able to meet with 10 people or less, and so we were able to have our music team back together, and so we did that. And so just we're not all in there today, but I was able to watch live what we recorded on Wednesday, this morning for our church service, and it just felt more like we're getting back to normal. And so I hope that's a pattern that we see. And I hope that's the direction that we go. So that's all. Like I said, I was just, I'm getting ready to run out and get some groceries and go pick up my two boys, Isaac and Logan. And, but I just wanted to check in with you guys, see how you're doing. What's up, Richard? How you doing, Richard? Hope you're doing well this Sunday afternoon. But I also did want to invite you back, because as much as we all like some peace, love, and harmony, there comes a time where you got to stand up for what's right and for what you believe in. And so tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you all know in the last couple of weeks, we've talked about a lot of things. We talked about the Snyder Cut, which has been awesome. We've addressed Andy Signore and his ridiculousness over the last couple of weeks with this whole Snyder thing. But somebody who's not been on my radar is this Jody's Corner channel. And I haven't said anything really about it because I don't really know much about him. He's somebody I haven't watched. He's somebody that I haven't been get some tacos. Tacos makes everything better, doesn't it? Since my weight loss surgery, though, I haven't really had tacos. I guess I could have one. But no, I just I wanted to do my research, so I've watched some videos and I've watched some things about this, and I got some things, or chili dogs and a root beer. Oh my gosh, we call them conies here. We call them conies here in the Flint area. And so, what's up, Jeff? Tacos and chimichangas. Got to have the chimichangas, man. I got my Deadpool mug here somewhere. Got to have the chimichangas. What's up, photo dude? Yep, Jody probably is the biggest Snyder. Well, I'm finding that out now. He is somebody who is definitely not on my list. But he is now, because I've watched some stuff. I'm not a huge I haven't really watched like Film Gob a lot, but I've been watching some stuff and educating myself on where people stand and where people are on these issues. And I watched this video, and I encourage you, maybe if you're going to join us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I would encourage you to at least watch some of it. But about a month ago, go to Jody's Corner if you haven't gone there, and he's got a video where it's him versus Film Gob. And, I'm watching all this stuff lately about Jody talking about all of us Snyder lovers, we're the Snyder cult and blah, blah, blah. And he's got T-shirts and, he's all this stuff. And I love the fact that he said that he couldn't find the donate button to be able to donate money to suicide prevention, yet it's literally right at the top of the screen if you go to the website. It's literally there. It's big and red and says donate, which just goes to prove that Jody doesn't know what the heck he's talking about. And there you go. He's a phony. He's somebody that I watched this video of him versus Film Gob, and I'm not like jumping to Film Gob's defense. I don't need to, but like they got him in there and literally just bullied him, just beat him back and forth. And my point is tonight I'm going to address that, because you know what? You guys have seen me. You guys have watched my videos. You know what? I would love to see Jody try that with me. I would love to see Jody try to tell me that Man of Steel is a sucky movie and try to go point by point with me. Because I'll tell you right now, it wouldn't end up like Film Gob. You'd see me if Film Gob didn't even put his face on the video. They did like a Zoom thing, and Film Gob didn't put his face on there. But you know what? I'll gladly plaster my face anywhere it needs to be. We'll show up for the Poindexter Lounge, and we'll make our presence known. And I would love to see Jody try to bully me the way that he did Film Gob, because that's bullcrap. And then to turn around and try to act like Snyder fans, Snyder fans are some kind of bullies or idiots like that. Like, it just ticks me off. And the truth is the truth. Right? The truth, the Bible says you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. And I know we got a guy here, the Truth 31. I know the truth, right? And I just saw Andrew Farr says, since you are a man of God and have a YouTube channel, do you find that you are under a lot more pressure and still walk by faith? Here's the thing. I don't feel more pressure. I just look at it like this. I am who I am, right? If I'm a man of faith, I'm a man of faith. And that's going to come out in my channel. Now, do I preach to everybody? No, because I want people to feel comfortable coming here. And you know what? Look, if you ever want to have a conversation about faith, whatever, I've even thought about starting a second channel about that part of my life. Because I know that there's a lot of people who would appreciate that. And there's a lot of people I've had those conversations with, right? But here's the thing. I'm not here to tell everybody what to believe or whatever. I'm here to say my piece and make that known. And the thing is that I'm going to be who I am. So being a man of faith, you're not going to see me on here swearing at people. You're not going to see me on here, acting a fool like Jody was acting. I watched that video and literally, man, the man is cutting people off. He doesn't want to have a conversation with anybody because his arguments are weak. His whole premise was weak. His whole approach was weak. It was sad. It was lonely. It was just out there. And that's why, like, he's even got Andy Signor and somebody else on there with him. And he can't even let anybody else talk. He can't even let anybody else do anything because he's got to be heard. He's got to be the one to bully everybody and stuff. And you know what's sad is when you got charismatic people like that, you're always going to, grab people and pull them into your thing, right? And so, like, he's going on in that video. If you watch that video, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like you talk about people of faith, right? It's like a stinking, televangelist kind of crap going on where, like they're having a telethon or something because, like we make fun of that here on the channel. A little bit, because when somebody gives a super chat or something like that, we go crazy and have fun with it. But this guy is like getting $100 donations. I think in the first hour or something like that, the guy gets $600 in donations. It's sad where people are. And it's sad that people don't understand the truth, and literally people were sending donations just to get their comment read, just to bully Film Gob, to say derogatory things about Film Gob, and that's ridiculous. That's just stupid. And like I said, we're going to talk about that tonight. I'm going to bring my my A game, but I don't feel any more pressure just because I am who I am. I don't put on a front. You get what you get. This is who you get. Like if you expect something different of Enosh outside of this, you're going to be sadly mistaken and probably disappointed because this is who I am, right? This is what I'm passionate about, right? Oh no, KOTV, I am not jealous about the donation thing at all, man. I am not. No, what it just shows me is that there are people literally who are so invested in that, okay, that they're so invested in this bully mentality that they're willing to do something like that. Look, I've seen people literally, people are so desperate to get their name associated with something that they'll do that. And I don't care about that. I don't give a crap about that. Like I said, anytime anybody, Look, what was it last week or just a couple days ago? Darth Tasty here on the channel, and you guys don't know this, but I mean, like Darth Tasty and me, like we become good friends, man, and we talk to each other a lot and stuff, and Darth Tasty gave $3, and dude, I literally was like, I celebrated that and gave, because we don't expect anybody to give anything. We're not out here trying to make money off of people. Anything anybody gives to the channel is fine, and we've got Patreon supporters, and that's awesome, and that's fine. It's not a jealousy thing whatsoever. All it is saying that I find it interesting that people feed into that negativity. And they think they're doing a positive thing. They think they're part of something positive, right? They think that there's something good about what they're doing, that they're supporting it. That's all. And so, I don't know what else to tell you about that. And, it's unfortunate that the DC fan base is so divided. But, my thing has always been, I will listen to anybody. I will have a conversation with anybody. I will gladly I would gladly welcome conversation with anyone about movies and TV shows and all that stuff. But when people start using their platforms to bully others, to try to make, because here's the thing, we as DC fans have literally been beat up for the last few years. I don't know about you, but I have taken it hard for being a DC fan over the last few years, for just liking DC. Because if I just mention that I like DC, I get beat up about it. I get mocked about it. I get told how I'm stupid, how I don't know anything about comic books. I've literally had people try to tell me that I don't know anything about comic books, that I don't know anything about movies, that I don't know anything about what's good, just because simply I like something. And the thing is people should have the right to like what they like, right? And I don't know. I just and I think that it's this thing in the last week, since we got the Snyder Cut, since it's become a real thing, and now we know that it's vindication in a lot of ways. And there's people who are literally just upset because we're happy, But when I see two videos like that Jody's Corner video where he takes on Film Gob, and I see that those kind of people, they pick on people who either aren't prepared, they pick on people who don't have good defenses of what they like and why they like them, and stuff like that. And the thing is like, you can call me the biggest nerd on the planet, but I'm invested in these characters. Like, I'm invested in these ideas and these things, and I know why I like something. And you're right, Richard. I want to have civil conversations and debate about our passions. And I have welcomed. There's many of you who are here who came on literally just to tell me how I was wrong about Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I remember when we were doing all that, and there were people who came on here just to tell me I was wrong. And it's funny because we would do these live streams about hashtag I love Star Wars, and we were really pushing that, right? And I'd have people come into those streams and just to tell me how I was wrong, and they would start out insulting me, calling me an idiot, and by the time the stream was done, they had subscribed. That's the kind of channel we have here, right? Where we engage straight up. You tell me you hate something, that's fine. Tell me why you hate it. Like I said, I listened to that live stream, and I didn't hear good reasons. All I heard was yelling and screaming and talking over people and taking advantage of. And that kind of stuff needs to be called out, as far as I'm concerned. That kind of stuff needs to be called out here in the fandom. And people need to get back to just enjoying what they enjoy, liking what they like. You know, that's okay. Yeah, even Jar Jar, man. If you like Jar Jar, fine. Who cares? How does it affect me? How does it change me if you like Jar Jar? I don't have to like Jar Jar, but if you like him, so what? Right? I mean, we all have differences of opinions. And anyways, like I said, just watching that, like I watched that, and every little thing that they'd bring up against Man of Steel and Batman v Superman and all these things, and Snyder and the Snyder Cut and all this stuff, there's answers to it. There are literal answers to it. There are thought processes behind it, and some of the stuff I agree with. I totally agree with Jody on the idea of how how Jonathan Kent dies in Man of Steel. Because to me, Jonathan Kent should always die of a heart attack if he dies. I don't get the tornado thing. I think that Clark could have saved him. I understand the argument behind it that, because he was honoring his father's wishes. But the reality is Clark could have saved his dad without all that, and they could have made up a story, that he got flung somewhere and that he survived. So I don't get that, because I like the fact that Clark can't ever save Jonathan Kent. That's the point. In Superman the movie, they get it the best when he's telling his ma at the funeral. He says all these great powers, and I couldn't even save him. That's my view on it. Now you may have a different view, but that's my view on it. And so I agree with Jody on stuff like that. But to just sit there and tear Man of Steel apart and stupid arguments that I heard them bring up, in Man of Steel, he says, well, General Zod, they come to this planet where they're gods and they have all these powers and they want to make it more like Krypton where they don't have powers. See, that's ignorance. That's ignorance of the source content. They weren't trying to change the sun to a red sun. They don't have powers because they're on Earth. They have powers because they're under a yellow sun. They were trying to terraform the planet because of its gravitation, because of its environment, that it was not suitable like Krypton was for them. If you watch the movie, you see that. Literally, Superman has been here, he's adapted. They talk about this in detail in the movie, right? They literally talk about this in the movie. They explain it in the movie. Clark, when he goes on the ship, the environment is set for Kryptonians. When he goes in there, he's been here on the planet so long that he's adapted. His body is different. Hey now, hush. His body is different. He's already adapted. And then later on, General Zod talks about how, they have a whole scene where he breaks off the armor and he has to adjust and he has to deal with it. It's a theme throughout the entire movie. That's what they're trying to change. They're not trying to change the fact that they wouldn't have powers. Yet that's an argument in that live stream. That's ignorance. You didn't watch the movie. And that's the thing, is people, they tune out stuff and then they just don't watch it. They don't listen. They don't pay attention. And that's what I find. And that's what bugs me. Because if you're going to watch a movie, why don't you watch the movie? Why don't you pay attention to it? Why don't you pay attention? The dialogue means something, story means something, but they'll look at it and go, there's no story there. There's no dialogue. There's no good thing in there. And it's like, you didn't watch it. Man of Steel is not depressing at all. Man of Steel has a tone of hope. People, this whole, dark thing. Well, I don't like the dark, tone of it or whatever. Look, this isn't 1975. This isn't Super Friends. You're going to harp on DC for going darker, but the reality is DC has been darker for over 30 years now. That's the thing about DC, is that it's a darker, more gritty, more realistic world than Marvel is. Marvel is a colorful pop, color world. And so it's just different. It's just different. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I get it that people want different things, but there are different mediums where those things can be seen and those things can be played out. It just happens to be that the DCEU is playing towards the fans that like that gritty style and like that. And we can disagree. We can disagree. If you don't like the dark gritty style, that's fine. I don't hate you for it. I don't hate you for it, but I'm willing to have a conversation about it and tell you why I enjoy it. But for fans to be literally attacked over these movies and what we like, and I just see people just literally griping and complaining and unwilling to have conversations and just wanting to bully people and yell at people and override people. See, that to me doesn't work. And I know you guys are having a conversation in here. I can't tell what all is going on here, but I don't really, I don't have time to get into all this. But you know what? We will get into this tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I invite you to come back, and we will get into some of this stuff. I will address some of your concerns and some of your questions and your comments here in the live stream. We will talk about those things there. But yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this because we're running these campaigns because somebody's got to say something. Somebody's got to stand up for what's right. And yelling and screaming at everybody and calling everybody names and acting like an idiot all the time and bullying everyone and then blaming the other people, trying to say that the Snyder fans are bullying people. No, this has been a campaign to try to get a man's vision realized. A man who went through horrible things. A man who lost family and lost another part of his life when he lost his movie. And Warner Brothers screwed him over. It's well established that that's really what happened. And there's some brightness there. Now, what happens going forward? Hey, look, I'm all with you. I want a Superman, who is bright, but I can see his arc. I can see his story arc of coming from where he came from, learning to be Superman, going through those ups and downs, those trials that make him the Man of Steel that we want him to be, that make him the man of tomorrow, that make him the bright and shining beacon that he is. You know, people act like Superman just popped out and was like, hey, here I am. Look, I'm good. I'm the Boy Scout. I'm the perfect thing. No, that's not realistic. Life experiences have to get you to a point where you have those outlooks, where you have those ideals, where you have those things about you, you know, that's how you want to live. Superman didn't just pop out good. You know, I tell you what, one of the best things to ever watch, and I know it's a dividing thing as well, but Brightburn. Watch Brightburn, because that is, ladies and gentlemen, is how your Superman could have turned out. Just saying. That's reality. When you see Superman, he did not just turn out good just because, and it wasn't just because he had good parents. He has to make a physical choice, a mental choice every day to be Superman, to be that beacon of hope and light. And you don't think Superman ever goes through rejection, through having to deal with those things? That's what Man of Steel, that's what Batman v Superman, and that's what part of Justice League is about. And there's so many great stories. That's what I don't understand. If you're a comic book fan, we're all talking about that we're fans of a comic book hero, the granddaddy of them all, Superman, the guy who started everything. If you're a comic book hero and you've read comics, you understand that Superman's been through a lot. Superman has endured a lot. And there are plenty of Superman stories that talk about when Superman has challenges. Whenever I hear people say, well, I don't like Superman because Superman's never challenged like the other superheroes and Superman doesn't have to go through anything. Bullcrap. You then have not picked up a comic, my friend. Because there have been plenty of stories where Superman has had to deal with stuff that goes way beyond what the normal person's had to deal with. The very fact, you know, they're talking about how like he can't save the... Look, Superman can't save everyone. And don't you think that weighs on him? See, that's the thing that we put on Superman as a character, that he's so perfect that he should be able to save everybody. He can't. And that's what I love. I love stories that show he can't save everyone, that he can't be perfect. So how does he deal with that? How does Superman deal with the fact that he can't save everyone and deal with everything like that? That's why I love Snyder's DC movies, because they're grounded in reality. They're not just there to make us just, feel good. They're there to make us think about the heroes that we say we love. I've said it before and I'll say it again. That's my problem with some of the Marvel movies. Not all of them. Not all of them. There's look, and I love the Marvel movies. Don't get me wrong, but when you see Avengers and you see what in reality would be thousands of deaths in the middle of New York, where you got the big ships crashing, the Chitauri ships crashing through, buildings and taking them down and all those things, and people dying, but all you see is a few little people running away, and you don't see the real destruction of it. And it's only alluded to in movies that come after that. And what do you see? You see these bright heroes kind of standing there in poses, and the camera does that cool, rotate thing, around them and stuff, because all the heroes come together and they're all fighting together, and that's fine. That's a great movie. That's fine, But after that movie, they're just all eating shawarma and laughing and having a good time. Where's the fallout? Where's the repercussions in that movie? And that's why I can relate to what I see in a Snyder movie, because Superman literally feels the weight of the fact that he can't save everybody, that Metropolis fell, that there's people in Africa that he can't protect all the time, and be everywhere. And that's him dealing with those things. So anyways, we're going to talk about all that a lot more tonight. I got to get going, but I just wanted to, like I said, check in with you guys, make sure you guys are all safe, make sure that you guys are taking care of one another, because even in our disputes, even in our discussions, even in our disagreements, we all agree, I think, that we're human beings and we should love each other and we should care for each other as human beings. You don't have to agree with everything that I say. I don't have to agree with everything that you say, but at the end of the day, we're all welcome here. We're all welcome. You're all welcome here at the Poindexter Lounge, and this is all for you guys, and it's all to make connections. All right. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy your afternoon, and I will see you back here on the channel later this evening. Stay nerdy. Bye-bye.